As a symbolic paradigm for all existence, the four pathways must be able to accommodate both the separation and the interaction of religion and science. Were that not so, there would be no common ground, and any attempt to find one would be pointless. But the common ground is not merely wishful thinking. It is an energetic truth substantiated by the perfected merging of music and mathematics that is harmonic creation, as demonstrated earlier. In a plainer sense, the East and the West can be said to uphold religion, while the North and the South uphold science. However, when the process of further levels is applied to the paths, each path reflects into the others. Essentially, at each path along the horizontal axis of the word equations I've been describing, there exists a vertical axis containing all four paths. That is, the energetic principles of each path can be found in the others, though to a greater or lesser degree depending on the core energy for that path. This makes possible the truth of a common ground. The intersection of horizontal and vertical axes also makes it possible to explain how a universe whose existence began in a physical sense at the zero moment of the Big Bang could have had an infinite pre-existence in a multidimensional sense. The horizontal axis expresses the linear evolution of time, which truly did begin at the zero moment. Yet at each moment within that linear timeline, including the zero moment, there exists a cyclic timeline where past and future are infinite. We'll soon apply the intersection of axes to allow for the existence of true and false within each path. But here, in the context of cyclic and linear timelines, it allows for a God to pre-exist the zero moment of tangible creation. Recall our definition for the four pathways. The four fundamental courses of action or ways of living a person or group follows to progress through life and its experiences or difficulties. We've established that these courses of action and ways of living could be grouped under the collective energies of Buddhism, Christianity, philosophy, and occult, which were aligned with the energy fields of East, West, North, and South, as well as with all the energetic and elemental properties associated with those fields. Moreover, we can surmise that since these paths were providing the roadmap, so to speak, to progress through life, they must include the knowledge and the tools to do so. But what drove humanity since it first acquired the cognitive ability to seek such knowledge and acquire those tools? Was it merely survival? The question is actually deeper. After all, birds, insects, plants, and animals in their own way progress through life's experiences and difficulties. And somehow they must have learned courses of action to do so. What makes us different from all other forms of life? What guidance, what knowledge, what truths were human beings seeking? And where or from whom were they seeking it? We search for more than the mere knowledge and tools to survive. Humanity seems to have been born with the desire to know the reason for it, to learn the ultimate truth, the nature of our existence. Perhaps it grew from the evolution of consciousness that provided the spark for our new self-awareness, that took an observation of the human birth process and extrapolated it to ponder the birth of all that is. Who are we? Why are we here? How did we come to be? The four pathways, then, are seen as the courses and ways humanity followed to answer those questions. For some, the answers have been found in acknowledging a cosmic source, an essence without personality. For others, the personality of a source is real. These are the pathways of the East and the West, collectively grouped under the energy of theism. But there were people who found an answer in rational explanations. Still others saw it in the natural order of things. These are the pathways of the North and the South, collectively grouped under the energy of deism. Understood in this sense, the four pathways become humanity's quest for spiritual truth. And yet it is clear that religion and science have supplied components. Nonetheless, you may ask, where is the pure science in them? The science for which evidence is its God, and God in any creator context is absent. The answer lies in the realization that the four pathways express a range of values for energy, and the truth upheld by energy isn't spiritual truth alone or physical truth alone, but energetic truth. And that truth embraces religion and science equally. It does so because its range of values can be expressed in two ways. The first is the spiritual to physical sense. This is the sense in which the four pathways have been represented, as the foundations for four energetically valid spiritual truths. But there is a second way the range of values for energetic truth can be expressed. That is the positive to negative sense, and we can thank science for it. It is as simple as looking at the two opposite charges within every atom of tangible matter, the proton and the electron, from which come the positive and negative principles of force. Applied practically throughout the various branches of mathematics and the sciences, they also uphold what it means to be positive or negative in a philosophic sense. And in the same way as the scientific merit of each charge is equally valid, so is the merit of any energy philosophically related to them. Hence, belief and disbelief each have their place in the totality of God. And it is incorrect to assume otherwise. After all, there was a time when people believed the earth was flat and at the center of the universe. And countless other previously held scientific truths have been washed aside in the wake of disbelief. So, while either belief or disbelief may be upheld by a person, group, or society at large in any given situation and for its particular time and place, neither is inherently truth. And from the balance of positive and negative comes that of true and false. Therefore, if we let our pathways remain on the horizontal axis, upholding the range from spiritual to physical, the vertical axis can then uphold the range from positive to negative, but here allowing for the complete range from true to false to exist within each path. How, then, can the positive and negative principles of force apply on the horizontal axis, and more importantly, do so as the foundations for four energetically valid physical truths? It occurs through the four forces in nature: gravity, the strong force, the weak force, and electromagnetism. One may debate how they align to the four pathways, but none can question their importance in tangible existence, which couldn't even have begun until these forces had been manifest in the earliest microseconds of the Big Bang. Moreover, the four-force alone provides energetic substantiation for the energy fields as more than philosophic truth. With the Earth's molten core generating the vertical magnetic fields and horizontal electric currents that may be indispensable to conscious existence. The philosophy of the totality of God proposes this is indeed the case, that the alignment of human consciousness to four fundamental pathways occurred through its harmonic resonance with the consciousness of the Earth's own magnetic field. And while it may seem strange to think of the elements of matter as having consciousness, realize that all matter is said to have its origin in the Big Bang, and what it carries is the consciousness of creation itself. It is the consciousness of what it took for the universe to manifest from nothing, when that ultimate event of chaos became all the order we see today. Such a proposal is more than a journey into the metaphysical, or a dance with the New Age manifesto that we are all one. There is real science to substantiate it. A number of late 20th century writers with a background in science have drawn a parallel between the quantum fields now known to permeate all existence and the fields of consciousness that could provide humanity with the interconnectivity just referenced. Others have made comparisons between the physics of today and the metaphysics of millennia past. These have generally involved the mechanics of vibration and wave theory. But energy upholds two principles of movement, linear and cyclic, which manifest through two characteristics, vibration and rotation. And it is the latter that has largely gone overlooked. The latter is also essential to all magnetic fields and electric currents, from the fields and currents in the earth, to those in our own electric appliances and wiring, to the neural pathways throughout the human body without which no movement, or life for that matter, would be possible. And it is also an indisputable truth of science that the characteristics of vibration and rotation embodied in all electromagnetic phenomena unify in two of the most powerful rules in physics, the right-hand and left-hand rules. The connection to ancient wisdom is profound. In the light of electromagnetic theory and the system of quadrality, the Eastern principles of yang and yin become more than a mystic foundation for creation, but an understanding of scientific truth millennia before any formulas related to it existed. Moreover, there is at least one connection between ancient and modern wisdom from which evidence of the four pathways exists. In 1988, musician Susan Alexander and biologist Dr. David Deamer, in their own effort to unify music and mathematics, did a frequency analysis of the four base elements in DNA, which are themselves a scientific manifestation of quadrality, the principle of 4 and 1 upon which the pathways are founded. They measured around 60 electromagnetic frequencies total in the four bases, which they then translated, using the technique previously described, into the range of sound in order to find microtonal frequency patterns upon which to build musical compositions. When these pitches were analyzed by me in 2002, according to the principles of the system of quadrality, a striking conclusion was drawn. 4 distinct tonal centers were found. Moreover, their pitches were predicted in that analysis by applying music theory to the 2 resonant frequencies to have been published of the 4 scientifically determined to be within the Great Pyramid of Giza. The 4 pitches uphold a harmonic relationship that in itself reflects the balance of order over chaos, and quadrality, their governing system, predicts that this relationship existed during the Big Bang to make possible the incredibly precise balancing between order and chaos that is the universe. When I published this article on my site in 2009, I said the evidence may someday be found in the cosmic microwave background radiation still frozen in space since the dawn of light. I had no idea when such evidence would appear, and clearly expected someone else to analyze it to substantiate my theories. Late in 2010, I was able to do it myself from data then available and independent scientific analyses. With my findings published as Harmonic Creation, the link between the CMBR and DNA, I considered my 12-year quest to learn the unifying truth for religion and science to be complete. It has now come time to explore the specific energetic principles of the 4 pathways. It should be fairly easy to determine how you might align to them according to your religious preferences. How you align to them scientifically may be less clear. It occurs mainly through your chosen profession as well as your interests, hobbies, and activities. It is then when understanding their energetic natures will be key. While one may assign specific professions to individual paths, it can at times be best to think of your profession as having a reflection in each path. Consider how that might be so for healthcare and medicine as an example. I encourage you to have fun as you explore your personal truth. It is through this journey that we can uncover the answer to what are the common bonds that connect us all. Till the next time, I'm Leone.